I want to read a statement that's very damaging by this fellow named Colonel Edward Mandell House. Now, I think House was out of Texas. I think he was born in the late 1800s. Anyway, he worked his way through government there in Texas, moved on into the national scene, and become a very prominent and important person in Washington, D.C., and he apparently was an advisor to Woodrow Wilson. Anyway, this statement is attributed to him. Whether he said it or not, I can't say for a fact. I wasn't there to hear it. So anyway, I'll read you the statement, and you can make of it what you will. Very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system. Now, what biological property would that be? That'd be your body. You know, like on a birth certificate, 8 pounds, 2 ounces, that kind of thing. Anyway, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. So birth certificate is what? It's a pledge. It's a pledge of all your future labor. So what kind of a contract is it? It's a dead pledge. It's a mortgage. Mortmain law. Anyway, by such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda, which will effect our security as a chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer being unable to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel. That's just another word for cattle. Anyway, they will be our chattel, and we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of the law merchant under the scheme of secure transactions. Now look closely at the words he's saying right there. Americans, by unknowingly or unwittingly delivering the bills of lading to us, will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent, forever to remain economic slaves through taxation secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights and given a commercial value designed to make us a profit, and they will be none the wiser. For not one man in a million could ever figure our plans. And if by accident one or two should figure it out, we have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, this is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens and debt to the registrants in the form of benefits and privileges. This will inevitably reap to us huge profits beyond our wildest expectations and leave every American a contributor to this fraud, which we call social insurance. Without realizing it, every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner every American will unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly. The people will become helpless and without any hope for their redemption, and we will employ the high office of the president of our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America. Holy cow! Was that ever a revelation? Anyway, you should go back over that, and you can find this quotation in a lot of places. It's all over the place. Anyway, it's attributed to Colonel Edward Mandell House, advisor to Woodrow Wilson. But if he really did say all this, he summed up the problem, pretty concisely. Now, this public policy, which we went into in 1933, is technically it's private international law, and of course it'd be law merchant law. Anyway, it was foisted on the people as an expediency. I mean, after all, didn't the FDR declare a banking emergency? Ooh, we got an emergency going on here, so let's do all these other things, because if we don't do them, the bad things are going to happen. So that's how all this stuff got stuck onto us. Anyway, the whole concept there was embodied in what was known as House Joint Resolution 192 of 5 June 1933, and it was later codified into the United States Code in Title 31. So gradually, through the use of the Federal Reserve banking system, which has the fiat currency here that House was talking about. Anyway, by this time in our history, the change is pretty much complete. And so that's what we've been trying to do with our teachings and so forth, with the Solutions in Commerce and many others who are trying to educate and bring this to the attention of the people so they can understand and live better lives. But that's what we've been doing for the last many years, trying to bring these things up to people so they can profit by it. Now let's ante up on let's raise the ante on the one man in a million deal, because House kept saying, hey, if one man in a million figures this out, I'd be surprised. Well, guess what? Go ahead, Mandel, roll over in your grave, because not only one in a million, but there's several. There's several in that million that got this thing figured out. We got it figured out, and we're telling everybody about it. We're letting the cat out of the bag, and we're telling the secrets. So go ahead and roll over in your grave, because we figured it out.